Hello and welcome back to another video. So I decided to try out the Xbox Series S after evaluating both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X. I wanted to see the value of this console and determine a few things. I'll go on with my first impressions after using it for a few days, and then I'll talk about if the Series S is holding back gaming or not. So just like the Series X, the unboxing experience is really nice. I think Microsoft did a pretty good job with it. Now that being said, that's not going to matter to 99% of you guys, but it is something that was worth noting for me. The first thing you notice about the console is the form factor and size. It is truly very compact, and I believe it will fit in almost everyone's living room or wherever their previous console was. It's really impressive what Microsoft was able to fit in that chassis. When first installing my games, I realized quickly that the storage was going to be a big limitation. The Series S has 364 gigabytes of usable storage, and after just installing Fortnite and Halo 5, I was already using over a third of my storage. And that's why I will suggest many of you get an external hard drive. I have this one here from Seagate. It's a 2 terabyte hard drive, and it's able to store your games, but I'm mainly using it at the moment to store my captures. But either way, you can get a hard drive for pretty cheap and be able to store a lot of your games. What you'll need to do is put the games you play most on the SSD and then the rest on here. And once you do, you'll be able to use quick resume and everything on the games on the SSD, but it won't work on the hard drive games. And loading times in general for the hard drive games are going to be much slower than the SSD, of course. So as I kind of alluded to, at the moment, I've only played Fortnite and Halo 5. And the performance of both those games is pretty good at the moment. I haven't been playing them at 4K because that's not what the Series S is for. I've been playing them on my 1080p high refresh rate display. What Microsoft wants is for you to be playing them at 1440p and possibly a high refresh rate display, but I don't currently have one to test out. Either way, when I was playing those games, they loaded very quickly like usual, and the high refresh rate of Fortnite was able to sustain over my gaming period. I didn't drop below 117 frames per second the entire time, and it consistently stayed at 120, which is good to see. Granted, that is at 1080p, but I expect those same kind of frame rates to hold at 1440p as well. And Halo also looked pretty good. It felt really smooth, and I know I'm going to have to test out more games to give you guys a true evaluation of the performance and everything, and that is what I'll do. I'll try to play more next-gen games to see how it handles it. So my first impressions are pretty positive overall, but storage space and next-gen games do worry me. I'm hoping it will continue to do well, but I'll just have to keep you guys posted on that one. Finally, we are going to discuss if the Series X is going to be holding back gaming. And theoretically, like we stated earlier, Microsoft wanted you to be able to play all the next-gen games just at 1440p rather than 4K as you'd see on the Xbox Series X. This idea is brilliant, to have all the graphical features just at a lower resolution and a much more affordable console for the many people who don't want to spend the $500 of the Series X. However, developers from different companies have mixed feelings on the Series S. Some say that it is not powerful enough in the GPU, and others believe that there's not enough memory. But with that said, it is worth noting that not all of them have negative feelings. Some, like the developers from the Medium, have truly praised the experience of the Series S, stating that it's just as good as the Series X, just at a lower resolution, which is exactly what we want to see. I am, however, concerned about the Series S in the long run. I don't want to see it hold back the development of certain games. Sony opted to just do a digital edition that is the same amount of power as the PlayStation 5 with the disc, but just doesn't have the drive and is $100 less. Where Microsoft just has the disc edition of the Xbox Series X and decided to do a digital edition at $300 with less specs to make gaming more accessible. And how can we hate on making gaming more accessible? It's just going to benefit a lot of people, especially the ones who are more casual gamers. Yet, like I said, I still worry that it could be holding back things. Developers from Control have already felt that the Series S isn't powerful enough, and they disabled graphical features like ray tracing because of that. And I am worried that others will do the same, or they'll develop their games in a way that works well on every single next-gen console, but may not include as much as they had wanted to at first. The Series S's GPU has less teraflops than the Xbox One X. Now, I'm not saying that the Xbox One X is better. There's more to a console than just the GPU, but that is concerning, isn't it? We want the devs to add as much to their games as possible now that we have these next-gen consoles. I'm going to evaluate this, we're going to do a review for you guys, and I'm going to see how well the gaming experience is and let you know if you should buy it. So thank you all so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and peace.